boys and girls, it's lovely to see you guys. Welcome to Kids Life. If you are online, we are so pumped to see you. Especially if you're first time, we want to get to know you. Send us an email. Ask your parents to send us an email or WhatsApp so we can get to know you. But if it's not your first time, well, my name is Aaron. You guys all know me, right? But today, we have an amazing story. Before I tell you the story, we are not in the building today. We are outside. Can you guys see? It's so good to be outside. And guess what? Many years ago, this place used to be covered with trees and tall grass like this. Everywhere. Just grass. They were as tall as swords. You could even shh with your grass. And guess what? At some stage, a giant came and he decided to stomp on all the grass. No, not a giant. I'm joking. No giant. People came and they decided to dig and get everything flat. And now you can see grasses in certain places, but there's no grass isn't everywhere. There's tar where I'm standing. Can I show you the tar where I'm standing? There's no grass here. Look at it. Don't look at my nice sneakers, just look at the tar. You see that? That's amazing. And all of a sudden there was no more grass everywhere. There was grass on the side and tar in the middle. And you can walk and shoop. Oh, that's a ninja move there, and you can't see any more grass where you are. How cool is that? There's even sand that used to be here. You can't see the sand anymore. But that reminds me of a story in the Bible about this guy called, who have we been talking about for the past few weeks? Who is it? What is his name? Moses! Hey, Jeremy!
What's up?
Perfect timing. Yes, we have been talking about Moses. Remember, guys, he used to be a baby in a basket. And then what happened to him? And then he grew up and God spoke to him through a bush. You guys remember the talking bush last time? Yes. And then from there, Moses is now a big man.
Yeah.
And he's got a very important mission.
Yes.
And the mission is going to be something similar, but it's not going to be parting the grass anymore. Yeah. Moses is not going to part the grass like the people did here.
No.
Moses is going to part something even more important than grass. You want to tell them what it's, but don't tell them everything because they still have to watch the story.
Oh, it is a water.
This is a clue.
Water.
Do you guys want to hear the story of Moses parting the water?
Yeah, I want to hear the story.
You want to hear the story?
Are we going to watch the story?
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go watch the story and then we guys see you later.
See you later.
And it feels like your back's against the wall, 'cause every time you try to move forward you fall. But he keeps picking you up and he says be strong and courageous, do not be afraid, do not be dismayed. Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God is with you. Wherever you go, the Lord your God is with you. Wherever you go, so keep his words on your lips every day, and don't forget to stop and pray. 'Cause when it seems things ain't going your way, just take a deep breath. Remember he says be strong and courageous, do not be afraid, do not be dismayed. Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God is with you. Wherever you go, the Lord your God is with you. Wherever you go, the Lord your God is with you. So when you feel like being weak, be strong. And in the middle you feel like being weak, be strong. And in the middle of a storm, hold on. And be courageous, knowing that he'll never let go. He will never let go, 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 go. He will never let you go, 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 go. Be strong and courageous, do not be afraid, do not be dismayed. Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God is with you. Wherever you go, 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 go. The Lord your God is with you. Wherever you go, 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 go. The Lord your God is with you. Wherever you go, 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 go. The Lord your God is with you. Wherever you go, 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 go. The Lord your God is with you. Wherever you go. I could never earn the love that you have shown me. My heart was in a prison. You came to set me free. You called me from the shadows into your glorious light. You broke the chains that held me, and you gave me new life. Hey, 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 hey. Each new day is just another day to praise you. Another day to praise you. For all that you've done and for all that you'll do. Each new day is just another day to praise you. Joy begins to rise up as praises start to flow. You're my sweet salvation and my glorious hope. You called me from the shadows into your glorious light. You broke the chains that held me, and you gave me new life. Hey, 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 hey. Each new day is just another day to praise you. Another day to praise you. For all that you've done and for all that you'll do. Each new day is just another day to praise you. Hey, hey, hey. Ooh. Another day to praise you. Hey, 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 hey. Each new day is just another day to praise you. Another day to praise you. For all that you've done and for all that you'll do. Each new day is just another day to praise you. Another day to praise you. Another day to praise you. For all that you've done and for all that you'll do. Each new day is just another day to praise you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Journey Today show. I'm Camille,
And I'm David.
and today we're going to discover that God is giving, so we can be thankful without complaining. David,
Yes, Camille.
if you haven't noticed, I'm trying to get the show started. What on earth are you doing?
Crossing the Red Sea.
Crossing the Red Sea? Really, David? That is like the corniest dad joke ever.
I'm offended. I can tell way cornier jokes than that. Okay, how about this one? What happens to a white hat when you drop it into the Red Sea?
It turns red.
No, it gets wet. Here's another one. What do you call a cow that crosses the Red Sea?
I have no idea.
Moses! I know. Hilarious. How about this one? How did Moses split the Red Sea?
I don't know, David. How?
With a seesaw. You get it? Like a saw that cuts the sea?
Yeah, I get it, but that is not how Moses split the Red Sea. In fact, I'm pretty sure that God did most of the work.
Yeah, I know, but it's not very funny if I ask, how did Moses split the Red Sea? And then you say, God.
Okay. How about this? I'll agree with you that the seesaw joke was funny if you agree with me that God is actually the one who split the Red Sea.
You've got a deal, but you go first.
Okay, David, I agree that your joke was pretty funny.
Thank you, Camille. And I agree that God actually split the Red Sea. And he probably didn't use a seesaw.
Probably?
Well, it could have been an invisible seesaw.
No. In fact, the Bible tells us how God split the Red Sea, and spoiler alert, it was not with a seesaw. You know what? We're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. Before we even talk about the splitting of the sea, we have to understand what happened right before that. The Bible says that after being slaves for 400 years, the people of Israel had finally been set free from Egypt. There was just one problem. There was a giant sea that stood in the way of their escape. No, not that Red Sea. The Red Sea is a giant body of water that sits on the border of a country called Egypt.
That's right. Meanwhile, back in Egypt, Pharaoh couldn't believe he had just let all of his slaves go. So he and his soldiers used 600 of their best chariots to chase after the Israelites. Now, when the Israelites saw Pharaoh and his soldiers approaching, they complained to Moses, "How could you do this to us? Why would you bring us out here just to die?"
Yeah, and that brings us to our story for today. So let's do this. In just a second, press pause on the video and read the verses on the screen. While you're reading, see if you can figure out what God used to part the waters in the sea. When you're finished, press play and join us back here.
Okay, Camille, so I guess you're right. God didn't use a seesaw to split the Red Sea.
No, he definitely didn't. The Bible says that God used the wind to part the water, and not just a little bit of wind. Apparently, it was enough wind to not only split the sea, but to dry the ground so much that the Israelites could walk across it.
You know, that sounds pretty amazing, but I think maybe we're both thinking the same thing.
What's that?
I think we're both wondering if we could part water into and walk through it.
No, I am not wondering that.
Not just a little bit?
No, it's probably really, really, really hard. So hard, in fact, that only God could do it.
You know what? You're probably right. But I guess there's only one way to find out. So here's my challenge. Let's go out to the pool and see if we can part the water enough so that we can walk through it on dry ground. If all goes well, we won't even get wet.
I think we're going about this all the wrong way. The Bible says that God used a strong wind to part the waters.
Oh, Camille, that's a great idea.
Oh no, I was thinking of something a little bit more powerful.
Okay, so what I think we both learned from that challenge is that parting water in two is really, 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 really hard.
No, I didn't learn that because I already knew it. When God parted the sea, it was a miracle, something only God could do.
You know, I suspected that was the case, but now I know for sure. But isn't that one of the most amazing stories you've ever heard? I mean, can you imagine being one of the Israelites when they were crossing the Red Sea? Don't you think that you would be pretty thankful?
I think I would.
Yeah, me too. In fact, let's make a quick list of all the things the Israelites could have been thankful for. I'll start us off. God set them free from slavery.
Ooh, that's a good one. God also protected them from Pharaoh and his army.
And of course, God parted the Red Sea so they could escape.
Yeah, also, later, after they had crossed the Red Sea, he gave them food and water in the desert.
Now, that's a pretty impressive list. If God had done all those things for you, do you think you'd have much to complain about?
I wouldn't think so.
Me neither. But that's exactly what the Israelites did. God gave the Israelites everything they needed: freedom, protection, food, water. But they still complained. In fact, they eventually stopped trusting God to take care of them, and because of that, God made the Israelites wander through the desert for the next 40 years. I mean, can you imagine complaining like that after God had given you so much?
Unfortunately, I think we can.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, because we can be just like the Israelites sometimes. Let me show you what I mean. In the same way the Israelites had a lot to be thankful for, we have a lot to be thankful for too. Let's make another list, but this time, let's show the things that we have to be thankful for. I'll start us off this time. God gives us food to eat.
He gives us a place to live.
He gives us family and friends who love us.
He gives us a church where we can learn about him.
He gives us strengths and talents.
He gives us peace when things get hard.
That's a great list. God has given us all these things, so you might think that we would never complain about anything. But do we?
I hate to say it, but I know I do sometimes.
Yeah, me too. And I'm pretty sure you guys do it too. In fact, here's what we're going to do. We'll show you some things on the screen that kids might complain about. I want you kids at church and at home to read them out loud with us. But when we read them, we have to do them in our whiniest voices. Are you ready? Here's the first one. It's not fair. My brother got a bigger piece of cake than I did.
Ooh, that was a good whiny voice. Okay, here's another one. Why do I have to eat that? It tastes so gross.
How about this one? Why can't I get that new video game? I don't get to have anything fun.
All right. Let's do one more together. But this time, let's use our super duper whiniest voices. Okay, are you ready for this, Camille? Here we go.
I always have to go to bed early. No one else has to go to bed this early. Now, those might have sounded a little extra whiny, but have you ever said things like that before?
Yeah, I'll bet we all have. But that's not what the Bible tells us we should do. Take a look at our Bible verse for today. It says, Do everything without grumbling or arguing. Philippians 2:14.
You know, that gives me an idea. One of the best ways to combat grumbling and complaining is to talk about what you're thankful for. So let's answer a question that helps us do that. Here's my question. What has God given you that you can be thankful for? Press pause.
And discuss. Welcome back, everybody. When we complain, it's usually because we've forgotten about all the incredible things that God has already given us, just like the Israelites. In fact, there's one thing God has given us that we should always be thankful for. The Bible tells us that God gave us His one and only Son, Jesus, so that anyone who believes in Him will have forever life in heaven. There is no gift more incredible than that.
That's right. So the next time you find yourself complaining about something or using your whiny voice, be sure to stop and think about all of the things God has given you. God is incredibly giving, so we can be thankful without complaining.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for another super duper episode of the Journey Today show. I hope you had fun because I know I did.
Yeah, me too. Be sure to join us again next week. Until then, David, what are you doing?
I'm talking on the Red Sea.
And now I'm eating the Red Sea. Ah!
And now I'm diving into the Red Sea.
No, David, bad idea. Okay, I am taking away the Red Sea and we are saying bye before anyone else gets hurt.
Fine. Bye, everybody.
Hello, JTS, this is Camille.
Wow, Eden, that was an amazing story.
You know what?
That was crazy.
I can't believe Casey and David actually tried. Not, it wasn't Casey. This is Camille.
Camille.
And David. You know what they tried to do? They were trying to swim in that water and potting it with their hands, but they couldn't do it.
But he did a backstroke.
It still didn't work.
Didn't work.
No, it didn't
So
work.
what the game?
Exactly.
Everybody drowned.
So the only person who can part the sea is God.
Wow.
And you know what that reminds me? Sometimes I feel like I'm in so much danger.
Yeah, but God
Yes.
can save you
Yes.
from
just,
any danger.
just like He saved who?
Moses.
And the people of Israel.
Yes.
So if God can part the sea with the wind,
Wow. How much more will God do for me? And
So
for you.
much, so-
And for you.
so much more.
Wow.
So boys and girls, this is what we want to encourage you. Can everybody blow with their mouth like this?
On the count of three?
Yes.
One, two, three.
Oh, the grass is moving.
It's moving. One more time. One, two, three.
The grass is moving. Look at this, Jeremy. The grass is moving.
Wow.
Look at the guys. The grass is moving.
Is that from out below?
I don't think it's us, Jeremy. I think this is God blowing.
Oh, it's God blowing through the wind.
It's not it, Jeremy. It's not. But that's amazing. Here's the most important thing, Jeremy, I think for us.
Yes.
Even when we get stuck somewhere
Yeah.
or we are scared,
Yeah. God can make a way.
God can make a way.
I
If
love
He could
that.
make a way through the Red Sea,
Yeah.
He can make a way through our problems.
Come on.
So boys and girls, whatever problem you have right now, we want you to go and talk to who? God about it.
Yes.
And talking to God is called what?
Praying.
There you go.
So does that mean, doesn't matter what I'm facing, even if it's this big thing and it feels like the ocean is swallowing me up, God will make a way?
Absolutely,
That's
God will make a
amazing.
way. Yes.
That's amazing.
Wow. So right now, this is what you want you guys to do. We're gonna stop the video, but we want you guys to close your eyes, like to do this with your hands, and then bow your head, and then close your eyes, and talk to God about what's bothering
Yes.
you.
Yes.
And let Him do what He needs to do.
Yes.
And even if nothing happens, that doesn't mean God didn't hear you. He still heard you.
Yeah.
Boys and girls, it's your turn to talk to God, and then we'll see you when?
Next week. Bye, guys.
I'm about to go talk to God. Are you also going
Me too. Let me go talk to God.
Yeah.
Hey, God, wait for me.
Wait.